Show.
What is up, Storm Chasers? Listen. I just actually saw this post on Angela Stanton's channel. Angela Stanton's Instagram, not her channel. So I want to go ahead and pull this up. I want us to go through let me see. I want us to go through this so we never, hopefully we can dead this conversation. I'll let y'all decide what you believe from here on out. Okay. All right, present, share screen. Okay, so y'all know Angela Stan King. All right. Oh, I didn't realize she was an advisor to RFK Jr. Okay, but y'all know her as the Black conservative. You guys also know her as like going on Dr. Phil and going against her transgender son and stuff. So yeah, we hear what happened now. A child did somebody didn't put a whole website together, but nonetheless, let me play you her video. See if this is it here. Okay, no, that ain't it. Okay, this one here.
Everybody to stop what you're doing right now. Go to 36hourslater.com. They have just released all of the evidence that proves Tory Lanez is innocent. I'm going to post the link, okay? I'm going to post it in my bio. I'm also going to post it and attach it to this video. 36hourslater.com. It proves the innocence of Tory Lanez. We're on a roll. Free Tory. Listen.
Okay, so
everybody.
Somebody said that's JB's mama. Listen, that's JB's mama. Okay, did she put out a book exposing Phaedra? Yes, she did. 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 And also, while I got y'all attention, y'all make sure y'all go over to make sure y'all go over to StormMonroeTV.com to get the exclusive interview that I just did with an industry insider. Okay, y'all make sure y'all go get that. Okay, let me put the link StormMonroeTV.com in the chat. Let me put that link in the chat while I got y'all attention. Before we give anybody else damn website full free and promotion, we're gonna get ours some full free and promotion. Okay. Let me do this right now. Hold up. Okay. All right. Now that I got the link to that, y'all read the title right there. Y'all read the title. Okay. Now, YouTube will get the censored version of that because I can't put all of that on YouTube, of course. Now, moving right along. I just finished. It was good. Appreciate that, Young D Fly. Appreciate that. It was good. It was. But a lot of that we cannot say on YouTube. Okay. The reason why I wanted to go through this is, as I told y'all before, this case has been going on for so long, and the talks around the case and the facts and the people's opinions since 2020. We're in 2025 now. I forgot a lot of the details. Okay. I forgot a lot of the details. And so I keep hearing a bunch of people say that he's innocent. He's innocent. He's innocent. He's innocent. He's innocent. Then I got a bunch of people saying he's not. He's not. He's not. I'm glad somebody put all the videos together. So what we're going to do, we're going to play them. We're going to react to them. And then once and for all, I'm going to let y'all determine. Do you believe Tory Lanez is innocent, or do you believe he shot her? Do you believe Kelsey shot her? By her, I mean Meg Thee Stallion. Let's get into it. Let's go. We can put this to rest. All right. So it's 36hourslater.com. It says the truth uncovered. Suppressed evidence proves that Tory Lanez is innocent. Okay. Somebody took the time to put all this together. Say the truth becomes clear when the facts come to light. Key inconsistencies. Damn, I can't talk this morning. Key inconsistencies, unreliable testimony, and missing evidence prove Daystar formerly known as Tory Lanez, was convicted based on a flawed and complete narrative. Through Megan Pete's own words, police reports, and expert analysis, the facts suggest Tory Lanez did not fire the weapon and tried to stop the conflict. The case deserves to be reconsidered as the evidence points to a different truth. Okay? My whole thing is, why was this not brought up in trial? Maybe I'm wrong, but why was this not brought up in trial? Number one. That put aside, I guess we can't do nothing about that now. Why do I have a feeling that Trump is finna pardon him? Like, I got a feeling that Trump is about to pardon him. Like, do y'all know if Trump pardons him? Or is Trump able to pardon him? Because maybe that's not federal, maybe that's state. All right, let's keep going. Says fact checklist, okay? Megan told police and doctors she stepped on glass, not shot. Videos and evidence confirm Megan stepped on a glass bottle, not hit by gunfire. Sean Kelly testified 2 women fought in the street, one fired first. Tory was still in the car. Kelsey tested positive for gunshot residue. Her DNA was never tested against the gun. Kelsey received free rent for a year after the shooting. Who paid and why? Damn, who's paying your rent? Oh, Trump canvassed the state. Okay, got you. EJ said an object in the girl's luggage looked like a gun. Megan claims she spoke out in response to Tory, but the timeline proves she went public first. Tory's DNA was not found on the magazine, only 0.01% on the gun. 90% of DNA on the gun belonged to an unknown male, not Tory. Tory's jail cell apology was about the drama of sleeping with 2 friends, not a shooting. Tory has repeatedly said, I would never do anything like this. No bullet fragments, no nerve damage, fractures, or joint trauma in Megan's medical records. Bullet fragments were lost and never presented at trial. Prosecutors misused Tory's rap lyrics, tattoos, and uncharged allegations to sway the jury. Kelsey's story changed multiple times. She admitted to lying under pressure. Megan's own timeline and injuries don't match the story of the shooting. Okay. They say, please note, Tory was not on probation at the time of the incident. He wasn't a felon, nor did he have a criminal record before this case. What? He definitely had a criminal record. He definitely had a criminal record. But okay. The owner of the gun has been sealed and has never been determined. The facts don't add up. The case against Tory Lanez is built on shifting stories, missing evidence, and lies. Tory Lanez did not shoot Megan. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. They got this this look good. The way they got, damn. Okay. Let me, hold on. Put some here in this pot. Y'all give me 1 second. 1 second. All right, y'all. Let's get back to it. Okay.
I ain't get cut by
tell you why they saying that. I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they saying that.
I ain't get cut by no glass, but let me tell you why they saying that. Okay, she's saying right there she don't get cut on glass. Okay, stepping into the truth, glass or gunshot. The following videos 1, 2, 3, 4A, and 4B show Megan Thee Stallion injured at the scene, stating she was cut by glass and not shot. Officers on site also confirmed that she stepped on a glass bottle. These clips are key in understanding the initial reports and the shift in her later statements.
Go to jail? What's that? Do you think we're gonna go to jail? I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't think... I really cannot go to jail. Okay. I cannot have that on my image. Okay. So how did that happen to you? Glass. Glass? Where? Where we were coming from. Hey, go get a sheet for her. But I'm not from here, so I... Okay. That's the only place you got shot at? Hmm? That's the only place you got shot? I didn't get shot. Oh, you didn't? Oh, man. I mean, no, sir.
Okay, were y'all able to hear that? Were y'all able to hear that? And play that one more time.
Ma'am, do you think we're gonna go to jail? What's that? Do you think we're gonna go to jail? I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't think... I really cannot go to jail. Okay. I cannot have that on my image. Okay. So how...
She said, I really cannot go to jail. I cannot have that on my image. Now, on one hand, you can look at that and say, well, she's just concerned about her public image. She just don't want to look bad. Well, that could be anybody. Any of us would say that. Okay, number one. Number two, Megan later on makes the argument that she lied and said that she stepped on glass, and she said she was not shot because she was trying to protect Tory. But I am going to say this. If that's the truth, that was the stupidest thing Meg ever did. She could have been trying to cover for Tory. That's true. That's true. But that was still stupid to do. That was stupid to do. I need y'all to tell me, and I'm just keeping it real. I also need y'all to tell me why somebody shoots you and you protect them. I know women have done it plenty of times, but let's just talk about why. Because I want men and women alike. Somebody hurts you, somebody does something, somebody tries to take your life, cause you serious injury, you tell that shit. You tell that shit. Because people are using that statement right there to say, well, she said right there, he didn't shoot her. Oh, well, she said she was just covering up. So is she lying now or was she lying then? Either way, she's a liar. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the backlash, it ain't even worth it to try to protect her. It ain't even worth it. We need to get people out of that psychology. What happened to Meg has happened. It is what it is. But like, once somebody is bold enough to take a gun and shoot you, like, there is no protecting them. Because they damn sure weren't protecting you. So, Not nothing I've never heard of course, but very interesting. That was not smart. Then I'm also wondering, at this point, was she still drunk? I'm also wondering right here, like, was she still drunk? Because they had been drinking all fucking day and all night. Yeah, she seemed like I said, like, so. I mean, I don't know how good this testimony right here even is, because she clearly is still drunk.
How did that happen to you?
Glass.
Glass? Where?
Where we were coming from.
Said, how did that happen to you? Glass where? Where we were coming from. I mean, it sounds like she lying right there even, but.
But I'm not from here, so I...
Okay.
She didn't even realize where she was. I mean, of course they were in LA. I feel like they were in either Hollywood Hills or Hidden Hills, because they were at Kylie Jenner's house. Let me see where. Oh God, where was Kylie Jenner's house in 2020? Okay, so they were. Okay, so they were leaving Homely Hills, Los Angeles. Homely Hills. No, not Hidden Hills, Homely Hills. So it was this house here. It's a nice ass house. It's a nice ass house. I ain't gonna hold you. I'd have been getting drunk and twerking too. Okay, let's go back.
You got shot?
I didn't get shot.
Oh, you did it?
Oh, man. I mean, no, sir. Yeah.
All right, so there's that. So now let's go to the next.
Any evidence of any shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatched.
Well, we have the gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where it happened. So that's all we have so far.
So nothing happened in the vehicle.
No, we don't have any casings. No.
Okay, from what you've been told.
And then there's some cash over. Looks like.
Was the person who got caught with the other people here that you have in handcuffs? Were they all together?
They were all together.
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay. And then, do we know how she got cut? Or who cut her?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass.
She dropped a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself.
Okay.
Getting out of the vehicle.
Okay. So her friends didn't cut.
Okay. Damn, I don't want to mess it up. I'm not gonna mess it up. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't read today, and I'm not gonna mess up your name. But you said, I hope they took this evidence to the judge, because that's what the general public is supposed to do. Man, listen, I feel the same way. I still feel like, okay, we can't do nothing as the public, but that's what I keep saying. Like, what was his attorneys doing when they was in court? If anything, it should have just been declared. Okay, they were presented. Okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, but okay. Just play it again. I'm at a loss for fucking words.
Was there any shooting or anything? That's how we got dispatched.
Well, we have the gun here, and then we have other units. They're searching the house where it happened. So that's all we have so far.
So nothing happened in the vehicle.
No, we don't have any casings. No.
Okay, from what you've been told.
And then there's some cash over. Looks like.
Was the person who got caught with the other people here that you have in handcuffs? Were they all together?
They were all together.
Yes, they were all in the same car.
Okay. And then, do we know how she got cut? Or who cut her?
I believe when she stepped down, there's a glass
She dropped a glass bottle, and then I think she stepped on it and cut herself, getting out of the vehicle.
Okay. So her friends didn't cut her then.
Right.
Well.
Okay.
It's right there on the floor.
All right. So you see blood right there. You see blood. I see a bottle that looks like, it's liquor, obviously. You see it broke right there on the ground. All the liquor wasted. So that is true. So at some point, she did step on some glass. There it is right there. You see all the liquid around it. Hell, we've all dropped a bottle before. She cut her foot at some point, and you see the bloody footsteps right there. That's too much blood for a glass cut. I think it's broken on the side. Okay, the part of the bottle, damn, it's hard to see too, and I can't zoom in. The part of the bottle that's like that actually makes contact with the ground, I believe is broken, because look at all that. I'm about to say look at all that wetness, but look at all that liquid right there. Oh, damn. I never saw this before. Okay. The bottle don't look broke. You can't tell, but it could be. It actually could be. It's right or open. Nonetheless, you got bloody footprints right by it. However, I would have expected more blood. Okay, I see the cell phone right there, or a wallet or something. I think that's a cell phone. Yeah, it looked like. Yeah, no, that glass is broke. Damn, I don't know. Right, and could be bleeding because she was just grazed with a bullet. You bleed faster when you're drunk. So this is after the shooting. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Damn, I recognize that. That neighborhood too.
Your hands. Show us your hands.
All right. Hold up.
Rear passengers step out of the vehicle. Use your hands.
Yeah, it broke right there. Did y'all hear it? When she stepped out of the vehicle, the bottle broke. Yeah, you can hear it right there.
Out of the vehicle. Use your hands.
Or if not broke, let's say cracked. Because listen, you have broke, cracked, shattered. It didn't shatter. But okay, so I see that. Okay.
Show us your hands. Hold your hands up. Okay? Come on, people passenger with their hands up. Hands up.
Yeah,
All
she
right,
stepped
back
in
to
it.
the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back.
She stepped in it right there. Although she could have already have been shot. Hey, side note, for everybody in the chat, we are reacting to this video by video. I am reacting to this video by video. Do not fucking disrespect me in these comments, because I'm getting through the videos that I have not seen in years. And I'm trying to understand this shit just like you. Get you some act right in the comments, or I'm going to block your dumb ass. I don't have no time for it. I really don't. I really don't. Get you some act right real fucking quick, because I am not the one. You ain't sent shit. You ain't donated shit. You can get the fuck out. For real. You can get the fuck out. I'm trying to understand this shit so I can articulate it, so this way niggas can stop fucking saying that Meg is lying. But you gotta let us go through it. Reese, you gotta let us get through the damn video. I'm gonna keep it real if I think the nigga shot her or not at the end. Let me get through all the fucking videos. I can't stand this shit. You gonna get some act right in this. You can get some act right over here, or you can get gone. Say another motherfucking thing. You ain't because you ain't donated shit. You can go. Damn. Let me get through this shit. Fuck. All right, so let me run back.
Come on, people, passenger, with their hands up, hands up.
Let's go.
Rear passengers, step out of the vehicle.
Right. Bottle brakes.
Show us their hands. Hold your hands up. Okay? Come on, people, passenger, with their hands up, hands up.
Yeah. Okay. So she at least stepped in the glass. We know that. She at least stepped in the glass. We see that, we hear that. Okay.
All right, move back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up.
But that doesn't mean that she hadn't already been shot, which I understand that too.
Move back to the sound of my voice.
Although I will say she stepped on that motherfucker, and here's the thing. You would think, okay, you step on glass, you're gonna be screaming in pain. However, she drunk, adrenaline pumping, she nervous, and if she already been shot, she ain't even feel that shit.
Voice. Move back. Keep going. Keep going.
Yep. Okay. You see she limping. Oh yeah. Okay, now she feel it.
Keep moving.
It's right down the floor.
Okay. Okay. So fair enough. She was allegedly drunk, so she was numb. I could see that too. She didn't have cuts on her feet. Well, listen, we're gonna see when we look at the evidence of her foot. But we hear the bottle hit the ground. It sounded like she stepped in it. She was definitely limping. So okay, I see that. What's the okay?
She cut herself when she stepped out. She cut herself when she stepped out. She cut herself when she stepped out.
Whose voice is that?
Cut herself when she stepped out.
Is that Tory or is that a police officer? Whose voice is this? A cop? Okay. Damn, I can't tell if that's Tory or police, a witness. Whoever made this, y'all probably should have put up under there who was talking. Nonetheless, okay, let's move to the next one.
Move back to the sound of my voice.
Move back.
Oh, she cut herself.
Okay, so this is this Kelsey and Tory laid out right here? To the left? Damn, I can't zoom in. Damn. No, that's got to be the driver, right? Or the security on the ground. Because I see somebody in all black. Yeah, they did, baby. They starfish. Do you hear me? Lay out. They played dead. Shout out to Celebrity Scandalous. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her channel as well. One of my students doing big things out here. Big things. Then I see, okay, so I see a big person in all black. I'm assuming that's the driver and or security. Then I see a smaller person that maybe look like they don't have a shirt on, but I can't. But see, I can't tell if that's Kelsey or Tory because they both are small. No, Kelsey was sitting next to Meg, so this is Tory. Look, they weren't playing no games. Straight starfish. Do you hear me? Straight starfish. Like, they like, you ain't even gonna think. You ain't even gonna think. Look, they laid out just like that. You ain't even gonna think. We doing anything wrong. Reaching for anything. Okay, let's go back.
Move back.
Oh, she cut herself.
Okay.
Move back behind my voice. Move back.
Oh, she cut herself.
Okay, that was the cop that said, oh, she cut herself. Okay. All right, next video. In her own words, the police bitch was being so rude.
I get to the motherfucking hospital, the police bitch being so rude to me. Well, what's going on? Like, da-da-da-da, you're being detained, da-da-da. Ma'am, I'm being detained, I'm leaking. But I'm still not saying what happened. Shit crazy. I get to the motherfucking hospital, the police bitch being so rude to me. Well, what's going on? Like, da-da-da-da, you're being detained, da-da-da. Ma'am, I'm being detained, I'm leaking. But I'm still not saying what happened. Shit crazy.
Okay. What did Megan say in the hospital? Police calmly spoke with Megan, who said she stepped on glass, and mentioned she already had cuts on her right foot from stepping on glass 5 days before. Okay. She says, I had another cut on my right foot. I just stepped on glass the other day.
And so what happened with you were just one ball stepping on glass. I just stepped on glass the other day. So you were already hurt when you got into the and then at that point your friends were running down when you went to the hospital.
I can't hardly make out what the police is saying. Hold on, let me try and listen to that again.
And so what happened with
Okay, so they're asking her what happened with her foot. So they asking what happened with her foot because apparently they must be looking at either a bullet hole or like it looked like her foot got grazed. Okay, I'm gonna get back to that later. All right. But she kept saying she stepped on glass. But yes, she did say that. But what Megan is saying is, what Megan later on said is that I was lying to the cops. I was lying to the cops in the hospital. I was lying to the doctors, all to protect Tory. So at some point, Megan lied. She was either lying in the beginning or she was lying when she said he shot her. Somebody shot her or shot at her, and it's either Tory or Kelsey. That's it. That's it. A gun was discharged. Why would she stop being friends with her best friend? Seems like the injuries weren't adding up. And they kept asking her. You see, they kept, what's going on with your foot? What happened to your foot? That doesn't make sense. She was trying to protect Tory. No, she was protecting her image because she was sleeping with him and Kelsey found out. My only thing about that, though, is it really that big a deal if she was throwing that coochie around? Like, I'm just saying, like, maybe in her head she thought that was a big deal, but was that really a big deal? Like, she didn't exactly have a good girl image anyway. She's half naked, she twerks, and she used to down brown liquor about a bottle. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not gonna call her no hoe, but I'm just gonna say she was definitely in tune with her sexuality and sensuality. I don't want to slut shame her, but she was not like every time we saw her, we saw ass and titties. Like, no shade, just true.
You were just one ball stepping on glass. I just stepped on glass the other day. So you were already.
You said I just stepped on. She says I have another cut on my right foot. I just stepped on glass the other day. Okay.
Her. When you got to dinner, and at that point, just your friends were running down from the hospital.
Okay, that's all I could make out from that. Okay.
So, since y'all hoes so worried about it, yes, this nigga Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying. Why lie? I don't understand. I tried to keep the situation off the internet. So,
let's be real though. We knew you wasn't gonna be able to keep this off the internet. Meg Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez, like, you weren't gonna be able to keep that off the internet. Come on now. Especially during the pandemic. Remember, we was all locked in the house. They were supposed to be in the house. You understand? Yeah, I ain't mad at her for sleeping with him. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with us. That's her business. Who said this is all Amber Rose's fault? You leave Caillou alone. Here's what I am gonna say about Tory though, and I haven't even got through all these videos yet. But this is what I'm gonna say about Tory. If Kelsey really shot Megan and he took that charge on some stuff, on some street shit of not snitching on a woman or not looking like no bitch, then he's a fool. He's a fool. If Kelsey really was the one that shot Megan, he is a dummy. You gonna take yourself from your kids to protect her? Who the fuck is Kelsey? I still keep asking, who the fuck is Kelsey to take a charge for? And yes, and why did she ask for immunity? Well, you only ask for immunity if you've committed a crime. That's it. You ask for a community when you know you've committed a crime and you want to be able to give your full testimony without, incriminating yourself. And a lot of times they will do that. Is it the prosecution? Yeah, the prosecution will do that or grant that when they want one specific person in the case to take down. It's just like in the Diddy stuff. The feds want Diddy. Could they technically come after some of the bodyguards, the workers, the assistants, the this or that? Of course. The sex workers, the prostitutes, of course. But no, they just want Diddy. So she committed a crime at some point. Otherwise, there would be no need for immunity. She would just tell what happened. But who was Tory to be the fall guy? Well, then, yeah, but then we go through a whole myriad of different theories when we start talking about that. I'm gonna keep playing the videos. I just still feel it's either Tory or Kelsey. That's it. Nothing else makes sense. Okay, timeline contradicts Megan's claims. Megan claims she spoke out in response to Tory, but the timeline shows she went public first. Okay, here's the timeline they got. Damn, they wouldn't have found all this shit. Okay, July 15, 2020. The narrative that is being reported about Sunday's morning events are inaccurate, and I'd like to set the record straight. On Sunday morning, I suffered a gunshot wounds as a result of a crime that was committed against me and done with the intention to physically harm me. I was never arrested. The police officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. But when she was laying there in that hospital bed, she kept saying she was cut. If you had bullets in your foot, then the doctor, she wouldn't have been able to say that. Did she mean bullet fragments? Nope, let me not do that. Let me just read what the fuck she said. To remove bullets. I'm incredibly grateful to be alive and that I'm expected to make a full recovery, but it was important for me to clarify the details about this traumatic night. I'm currently focused on my recovery so I can return back to my life and back to making music as soon as possible. Okay. Then July 16th, Megan names Daystar to police. Okay. July 27th, Megan goes live on Daystar's birthday. Megan is having an emotional IG live about Tory Lanez's situation. On August 20th, Megan publicly names Daystar as the shooter. On September 24th, Daystar tweets for the first time, "To my fans, I'm sorry for my silence, but respectfully, I got time today, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard." And then October 20th, Daystar spoke on IG Live in response to Megan. Okay, so that video that we saw where she's laying in the hospital bed and the police officer is talking to her, if she had bullets removed, she must have quote unquote had that surgery after she was done speaking to the police, which I guess would make sense because they would bring you to the hospital, let the doctor get you situated, and then they would question you. They wouldn't question her after a surgery, correct? It would be before. But if she had bullets in her foot, then why is the cop asking what happened there? You know what also I don't know? Was she allegedly shot in the right foot or the left foot? But wouldn't she need emergency surgery? That okay, good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. Good point. When the doctor do x-rays of her foot, good point. She said she would. Oh, she was shot in both feet. She said, oh. Okay, now I'm really confused because I definitely thought it was just one. Damn, okay. She had bullet fragments in both feet. Okay, got it. So fragments, not bullets. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. I don't know if they have his IG on here, but let's see. All right, this was the Gayle King interview where she did lie again about who she slept with. Nonetheless, that's not our business, but she did lie. I always felt like this. Maybe y'all agree with me, maybe you don't. I always felt like I didn't think the Gayle King interview was a good idea for her. I didn't feel like that Gayle King interview was even necessary. It wasn't okay. I didn't feel like it was. Because here's the thing, when you do interviews like that, the whole purpose is to set the record straight. So if you know, look, I really don't want to admit I was fucking this little nigga. Like, just don't do the interview. Maybe her management had her do that. Maybe she really didn't have a choice because you know the industry is totally different. So you gonna do what they tell you to do. So maybe she really didn't have a choice. Wink, wink. But me personally, no, I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it. All right, so let me play this.
I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have escalated to
right.
the way that it did.
So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. Yes. And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance. And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, he shot a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna play that one more time.
I never put my hands on anybody. I never raised my voice too loud. Like, this was one of them times where it was like, it shouldn't have got this crazy.
It shouldn't have.
Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Now, that part I don't believe. Now, Megan, we both know the way you move, you are very aggressive and very loud. There is nothing about Megan that gives quiet and demure. That's no shade. I'm just saying. You was whooping Kelsey ass. I believe that. Now, that still don't mean you deserve to get shot. But we not gonna act like you was just sitting in that seat, ma'am. You beat the fuck out Kelsey. Let's keep it real. You beat the fuck out Kelsey. Tory beat the fuck out Kelsey, and then he knocked you upside your head too. So y'all was all in that motherfucker playing whack-a-mole with one another. It was really Kelsey that took the ass whoopings out of everybody. And that's why I kind of think she might have been the one that shot her. Because I ain't gonna lie. If your big ass on me, I'm going to have to shoot you too. I'm not going to take too many blows to the head. I'm just... They was all wilder. Now, Tory was hitting up too. Tory can't keep his hands to himself either. We not gonna act like these are three upstanding citizens. No, ma'am. Y'all was a bunch of drunks, a bunch of freaks. And y'all all got loud and aggressive. And we know how black folks is when we loud, aggressive, drunk, horny. And you been drinking all day? You said check the neighborhood talk. Okay, hold up. Oh, Lord, here we go.
Wait, no, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
Well, the windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't really they were on my side. The girl opened the door, two girls fighting, and then they shot. And she got out of the car and crawled over. Wait, no, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
Well, the windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't really they were on my side. The girl opened the door, two girls fighting, and then they shot. And she got out of the car and crawled over. Then the gun, then the girl shoots herself. So she, the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you? I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark and I'm above, so, but then the guy gets out again from the back. Then,
all right. Okay. Let me ask y'all this. Damn. Well, he says that the girl shoots, but then he also says, but it's dark and is this and is that. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. Be real. I know. Let me ask y'all something. Have y'all ever been blackout drunk? He changed the story in the trial. Okay. I'm gonna just go with what they said right there, though. Have you ever been blackout? Because I have. I legitimately have a lot of nights I don't even remember. Like my body was on autopilot. I done walked home from parties. Clowning, throwing up, dancing, pulling knives on motherfuckers. I'll tell you that story another day. My point is this. What if Meg don't even know who shot her? Did y'all think about that? What if she really legitimately don't remember? What if the night's just fuzzy to her? Like she don't know. And she just saying, okay, yeah, Tory shot me. Like I'm just convinced it had to have been him because I just know my girl Kelsey wouldn't have done that. I think all three of these drunk motherfuckers, they don't really remember what. So she was gonna hear, no, ma'am, I have been blackout drunk, and I can have a full conversation with you. Especially if I'm on white liquor. Now brown liquor, then I'm really gone. But white liquor, if you didn't remember, you shouldn't have said anything. She wasn't gonna do that though. She wasn't gonna do that. She had to say either Tory or Kelsey. Yeah, I agree. She should have just said, I don't remember. She should have just said, we ain't gonna blame this on the liquor. But the liquor's a big factor. His original statement is what you go by. Ooh, because anyone could have threatened him afterward. Listen, y'all heard the audio right there. How did she? Right. She had to save her image. You got to remember, once you sign them contracts, you don't belong to yourself. You going to do whatever. I'm not trying to sound like his daddy, but Megan going to do whatever Rock Nation tell her to do. Maybe she should have said somebody shot me, right? But if Rock Nation is saying, no, you going to say blah, 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 then blah, blah, blah. Did they do breathalyzers? I don't think so because they weren't driving. But let me go back. So honestly, a lot of inconsistencies in her testimony. Let's just keep it real. Now, as far as I never put no hands on nobody, I was being nice. No, ma'am. You were being an ass. And I do believe Meg is an asshole. Once again, doesn't mean that she deserves to be shot. It doesn't mean, it don't mean none of that. But I do believe she's an asshole. I do believe she throw her weight around, her body around. I do believe, especially when she was in her drunk era, the girl was downing bottles of brown liquor. I believe all that. But it don't mean she deserved to get shot.
Escalated to
Right.
the way that it did.
So I get out the car and it's like everything happens so fast. And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance. And he started shooting. And I'm just like, oh my God.
Okay. I do think it's also interesting that when she said that, she started playing in her hair. I'll let the body language people break that part down because that's not my expertise. Okay. Moving on. Megan and Kelsey had a physical altercation. Eyewitnesses and physical evidence indicate a physical fight between Megan Pete and Kelsey Harris. Kelsey had open wounds and cuts on her leg that were actively bleeding. No injuries were reported on Tory Lanez. The fight was between the two women. Okay, so it's some kind of knot on Megan's head. And then we see this got to be Kelsey little chunky legs. So we see Kelsey little chunky legs, and they all scratched up. So let me guess, Kelsey, you were on the ground. I'm sorry. That's not funny. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My bad. Like that. But clearly. Oh, damn, Kelsey got beat the fuck up. God damn. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Little chunky legs didn't stand a chance. You hear me? Oh my God. And that's allegedly why she might have grabbed that heat. I'm just saying. Especially if you drunk and this motherfucker ain't letting up off you. Shit. Da-da-da-da-da. I can't tell. It looked like a knot on Megan's forehead, but I can't really see it well in that screenshot. And then Tory, yeah, he ain't got no marks on him at all. Okay, then these lyrics. Who a snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a bitch that got her chain snatched caught a loss had something to say. Hey, is that a Megan song? Is that a Megan? That's a Megan song. But if Kelsey was the one who she fought, then got shot by, who covered for her or why cover for her? I don't know. That was Megan diss. Oh, okay. Who a snitch? I ain't never went to the police with no names. I thought a bitch that got a chain snatch. Carlos had something to say. Hey, real hot girl shit. Okay. Y'all leave Tory little body alone, all right? y'all is hell. Y'all. The man is 5'3". How much y'all think he gonna weigh? He not gonna weigh a whole. He not gonna weigh a whole lot without being crazy. I mean, without being without looking crazy. I'll never forget that. It's like, oh, he 125 pounds. He's 5'3". That part, but still fucking them hoes. So what? Let's be real though, but that's why he has the hyper aggressive attitude and personality. And if you think about it, all the fights he got in, he always fought real tall dudes. But look, Tory, you finally found a motherfucker crazier than you. Stabbed your ass up 14 times. Ain't that some shit? Ain't there somehow people that are like hype? He let 83. No, he's 125 pounds. Yeah. Because I remember I used to, let me see. I'm 5'6", but I used to weigh 119 pounds, even as an adult. So that looks about 125. I could see that. Yeah, 125. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can't picture him in mixed shit. Shit. I didn't bent over a tall woman before. That ain't nothing. It ain't nothing for a tall woman to be big. Look, I done bent a tall woman, big back. I don't give a fuck. $5'11", what was she? 5'11", 349, about 349, 350. Yeah. I got some head from one that she was over 6 feet for sure. Yeah, she was probably 6'3", 6'4". She was able to sit down and still be, anyway, it worked. You make it work. 349, hell yeah. I didn't have a big back. I didn't bent over plenty of big backs. That what you mean? That is nothing. It still get the job done. Now they don't go out with you in the daytime. They call you late at night to roll through. Late at night. I'm talking about late at night. Let you in the back screen door. You make that shit work. What the fuck that mean? The big ones be the squirters anyway. Anyway, moving right along. Because now I'm telling y'all my business. Okay, that was Megan song lyrics for Shots Fired. Okay. In her own words, there's a witness and his name is Sean Kelly.
The people in the neighborhood, there's a witness. When the police came, because the neighbors called the police.
Okay. Eyewitness Sean Kelly told police and later testified under oath he saw two women fighting in the street.
Wait. No, it didn't. No.
They shot out of the car?
The windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't know they were on my side. The girl opened the door, two girls fighting, and then they shot. And she got out of the car and crawled over.
Okay, one more time.
Wait. No, it didn't. No.
They shot out of the car?
The windows were open. That's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't. No, they were on my side. The girl opened the door. Two girls fighting, and then they shot.
Okay.
She got out of the car and crawled over.
Okay. What did you see next, sir? They were fighting. They had started fighting. The two girls, yes. And when you say the two girls were fighting, could you describe to the jury what you observed? What were they doing and what were they fighting about? Not about, but how were they fighting? He says they were pulling their hair and hitting each other. Oh, this sounds like an episode of Baddies. And it was quite violent. It was quite violent. This is initially when you still only see the two girls, correct? Yes. And what happened at this point? Was the fight continuing? Was it stopped? They were fighting for a while because I told my son to come into my room and I asked him to get into my bed too. And then they were still fighting. Dang, okay. Was he nervous on the stand or something? Was he nervous on the stand? Like, he said they were fighting for a while because I told my son to come into my room, probably to watch, okay? And I asked him to get into my bed too, and then they were still fighting. They was all bent over, sort of wrapped in each other fighting. Okay, so they both had each other's weaves and then they was beating each other. Okay. Okay, got it. He must have been nervous on the stand because he's stuttering in that motherfucker. All right, let's keep going. Sean Kelly's testimony. Sean Kelly testified that two women were fighting and one of them fired a few shots while Tory was still in the car. He said Tory got out afterward and tried to take the gun away. Sean Kelly testified that two women were fighting and one of them fired the first few shots while Tory was still in the car. Okay, so that had to have been Kelsey. Hold on, let me get my rice. Hold up, y'all. Let me get my rice. Almost done. Almost done. All right. Storm said I hate it all. Listen, I ain't got no time. If I want it, I'm gonna hit it. Okay. All right. So they asked him, they said, okay, did you state, sir, that the shorter gentleman didn't come out of the car until after the initial shot fireworks had started? Yeah. Excuse me? Yes. So when the initial shot or fireworks had started, isn't it true that you stated my client, referring to Tory, was still in the car? Yeah, I believe so. The shorter gentleman was in the car. Yes. Okay. And did you state that initially you saw the two girls fighting? I did, yes. Did you say that after you saw the girls fighting, you saw one of the girls shoot, sir? I believe so, but thereafter, did you say that the shorter guy got involved at that point trying to take the gun away? Objection! Leading. Overruled. Is that what you said? Yeah. So Sean Kelly originally said that one of the girls shot off some shots first, but then he kind of backtracked on the stand. So Sean Kelly backtracked a little bit on the stand. Okay. He backtracked a little bit because in those original interviews, he was damn sure very confident in what he witnessed. And it's like as time went on, he wasn't confident in his own testimony. It sounds like he wasn't even confident in his own testimony. That's interesting.
The doors of the Escalade open, and the girl come out and pull open the passenger door and started screaming and yelling at somebody in the car.
So the girl who came out of the passenger, you're talking about the front passenger?
No, the rear.
The rear passenger. So the girl comes out of the rear passenger and she goes to the front passenger?
Yeah.
And she opens up the car door?
Yeah.
And then what happens?
They start they're screaming and shouting at each other and they start fighting.
The two girls?
Yeah, I can see one like feet coming out trying to kick her and the other one's fighting, and then the passenger gets out.
So the girl who does the punching and the kicking is the girl that comes out of the back passenger?
The front, can we stop there? Because I don't want to. I'll tell you, and then I want to go. My son's on his own.
Yeah, I understand. And it's loud with the cars.
I don't really want to. So basically, the car stopped. The girl in the back got out, started screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open, but pulled it so sort of viciously that's why I presume the driver got out. She starts screaming, she starts hitting the girl. The girl on the side, her feet come out, she starts to kick the girl away. Passenger, they get out, they start fighting here. They start fighting. The driver comes round and tries to sort of break it up. It gets a bit more violent. And between them, the girl then climbs back into the front driver passenger seat.
Where's the shorter black guy?
He's in the back.
He's in the back of the car? Okay.
Well, y'all heard that right there. Okay, let's go to the next audio.
Then the gun. Then the girl shoots into the car. So the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you?
Have a appointment, please?
I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark, and I'm above, so. But then the guy gets out again from the back.
Okay, and we just listened to that on the Neighborhood Talk. Okay, so let's keep going. Okay, sworn eyewitness testimony. Key witnesses corroborate Sean Kelly's story. Together, the statements of Smith, James, and Kelly paint a consistent picture. Two women were fighting. A woman fired the gun, and Tory tried to de-escalate the situation. Okay. Let me see if I can zoom and read this. Okay, so they got sworn affidavits from Jaquan Smith and Bradley James. Okay, so Jaquan says, Jaquan. I was the driver and bodyguard of Daystar Peterson, who is better known as Tory Lanez, in July of 2020. Mr. Peterson has been known to me for 7 years. At the time of the incident, I worked for Mr. Peterson for 3 years. He has not only been my employer, but I would consider him a close personal friend. On July 12, 2020, I was asked to drive Mr. Peterson to the home of Kylie Jenner, where Miss Megan Pete and Kelsey Harris were present. Mr. Peterson was at Miss Jenner's home for approximately 2 hours when I received a call to come pick up Miss Pete and Miss Harris. Miss Pete, Miss Harris, and myself left Miss Jenner's house, but I was asked by Miss Pete to return because she stated she had forgotten a shoe. Okay. It's not important. I guess it's not important why she really wanted to go back, but we all know what that was. Okay. When we arrived at Miss Jenner's house at this time, Miss Harris stayed in the car while Miss Pete exited. Miss Pete did not enter the home at this time as she went around the back to the pool area where Mr. Peterson was located. Both Mr. Pete and Miss Peterson returned to the car after a few minutes. Miss Pete was bickering, but I am unsure of the exact words she was saying. She seemed upset. The four of us left Miss Jenner's residence. Now she went back and said, "You come get your black ass in this car." Oh my God. Okay. She went back and got her nigga together. As I began to drive, Miss Pete started to fight with Mr. Peterson. They were going back and forth. I remember Mr. Peterson saying to Miss Pete that he was going to tell Miss Harris what was going on. Ooh-wee. I do not remember what street we were on, but Miss Pete asked me to stop the vehicle. I did as she asked, and Miss Pete went to sit on a nearby bus stop. Damn. Mr. Peterson went and spoke with Miss Pete. After about 2 minutes, they returned to the car, and I began driving again. Miss Pete started the argument again, and Miss Harris asked what was going on. Mr. Peterson told her that he and Miss Pete had been dating and intimate. Miss Harris was upset by this, as she and Mr. Peterson had been dating in the same manner prior to any relationship with Miss Pete. Miss Pete and Miss Harris began fighting. I still think it's crazy that, like, hold up. Hold up. This is what y'all was fighting over. Like, you know how many niggas in Texas or Georgia or Florida or wherever look just like this? Like, this is the reason. No shade to Tory. No shade. But, like, are we serious right now? The D must be out. Allegedly, yes, it is. Allegedly. But even when y'all be saying, oh, the D must be great, yes, allegedly, it's real heavy. But that's not the point. The point is, you could find that. That's not, you're never going to have a shortage of that. He must got a whopper. He do. Real heavy. But that's not the point. The point is, why are y'all fighting over that? As if you can't go get another nigga. There's always another nigga. You understand what I'm saying? There's always another. Like, I promise you, if you just want one of these, I can take you to Philly. I can take you to Baltimore and take you on one block. And there's a bunch of them. Like, that is wild to me. That's just wild to me. I think the fight, I think so too. It was the last straw. Yeah, they had their own issues, and even when women get into it, it don't ever be about the surface issue. It be, bitch, you always comment on me, bitch. Kelsey stated Megan snaked her with other dudes before. That's her character. Yeah, I'm sorry. Whatever. Who am I? Okay. Guess love is a powerful thing. I pulled over to stop them. Miss Pete and Miss Harris both got out of the vehicle and continued to fight, both verbally and physically. I broke up this fight and was pulling Miss Pete toward the back of the car. I saw Miss Harris with a gun in her hand. Mr. Peterson ran from behind Miss Pete and myself toward Miss Harris. Oh, I've never read this. Is it okay? Before I finish that, is it really? It's different when it's your best friend messing with the same niggas you mess with. But y'all ain't in no committed relationship. Like, it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like Tory was for everybody. Like, what are we doing? Okay, anyway. I saw Miss P with the gun in her hand. Mr. Peterson ran from behind Miss Pete and myself toward Miss Harris. Mr. Peterson and Miss Harris began struggling. Mr. Peterson, Tory, Miss Harris, Kelsey began struggling with the gun. Okay, began struggling as Mr. Peterson tried to unarm Kelsey. I was still pulling Miss Pete and Megan. I was still pulling Megan and did not see who shot the weapon. I was lucky I was not harmed, and in my opinion, Miss Pete was also fortunate. The whole incident happened so quickly within just a couple of minutes. I wanted to present this evidence during Mr. Peterson's trial, but was prevented from doing so as the district attorney was not ready to cross-examine me, and later they did not call me due to holidays and the court schedule. I believe I should have been allowed to present this evidence at trial. Okay, I had never read that statement before. And I know some people may say, well, hey, he's biased because he's friends with Tory and he worked with Tory. But, I mean, it's looking like we finna, I'm gonna be real with y'all. You know what it sound like this case should have been? Sound like this case should have just been like declared a mistrial. Because the initial testimony from Megan is all over the place. It should have just been a mistrial. Yeah, it should have just been a mistrial. Okay. But question is now what they gonna do. Let me read the next one affidavit from Bradley James. Ms. Kelsey Harris hired elite security to accompany her to court the 2 days she was testifying. This is the only time she has been a client. I have not worked for Daystar nor Megan. I heard these statements as we were in the car getting a bite to eat after court. We went to a restaurant named Fixin's. Okay. Okay. Fixin' Soul Food Kitchen. Okay, so that's a real restaurant. I just had to. I just had to. Okay. All right. Ms. Harris and the father of her child were the only people in the car. She later also said similar statements to her attorney off record in front of the courthouse and in the cafeteria. She was nervous and speaking generally, asking questions. Her lawyer was telling her it would be okay and she could plead the fifth if she was uncomfortable. I heard Ms. Harris question, how can I not tell on myself? And how am I protected if I tell certain things? The father of her child explained immunity to her. Well, hell, we just said that. That's what you need immunity for if you're guilty of a crime. At Fixins, Ms. Harris stated that she shot the gun 3 times in the air, and Daystar ran up to her and grabbed her arm, pushing it down, causing the gun to fire twice more. But when he pushed, okay, if Kelsey shot in the air 3 times, Tory runs and grabs her arm and tries to pull her arm down to get the gun out of her hand. When the gun went off the extra 2 times, was that Tory's hand on the trigger, or was it still Kelsey's hand on the trigger? Just based off this, that was negligent discharge, okay? I'm just saying, who finger was on that trigger when it went off the last 2 times? Turn my ringer off. Okay, all right. Let's see. But these are just testimonies too, sworn affidavits. Okay. I have not said these statements until now, as I have heard rumors of the threats that others received from being involved in this case, which I believe that. Also, I did not want to lose my employment as I rely on such to care for my children. I was trying not to eavesdrop, but I could not help but overhear these statements. Generally, elite security does follow confidentiality, yet we do not have such an agreement on file, and I decided to come forward as this has been weighing on my conscience, and I decided the right thing to do is to come forward with this information. Okay, and those are statements from Tory's bodyguard and Kelsey's bodyguard. What y'all think? Okay, what y'all think? I mean, if we had these affidavits in court, this might have went a different way for sure. Okay, all right, let's keep going. EJ's testimony suggests gun in girl's bag. You can't tell for sure a handgun, but you've seen something like a handgun. Is that fair to say? Yeah. Sir, when we were upstairs just a few minutes ago, do you recall stating that you have seen things that look like handguns? Oh, yeah, it looks like. But like I said, if I picked it up, no. But something like it, yes. Well, let me ask you this. You may have not picked that up, and you're telling us you don't know if it's an actual working firearm, correct? Right. Have you seen anything in any of the bags or any time you've been out without security? Have you seen anything that resembled something that looked like a weapon or a firearm? Possibly, yes. What do you mean possibly? Is that a yes, sir? Yes. Possibly. I don't go through them to check for a firearm, but I may have seen stuff in bags that I packed. But like I said, I haven't. ... You never ask questions. You never ask what this is. Is it a firearm? No. Okay, that was EJ. I met EJ before. He was a cool dude. Okay, and this is Kelsey's testimony. All right, let's get to that. I can't tell you the time, but yes, July 12th, 2020. And you saw what happened during that shooting, didn't you? I mean, again, no. The way I was positioned, honestly, no. Okay. In September, when you interviewed with us, it was not a blur, correct? Again, I said things to protect myself that night. Okay. Well, you said that day, you said it's a blur. Oh, let's go back. She said, again, I said things to protect myself that night. Kelsey, I'm gonna need you to I'm gonna need you to come to the front, ma'am. I'm gonna need you to come to the front. Like, I'm gonna need you to come to the front. Cause I know you didn't say this shit in court and they didn't dig in further. Okay, well, you said that day, you said it's a blur. You're trying to protect yourself, but you're telling us you didn't see anything or didn't hear anything. It's a blur. Is that right? I believe, I mean, I didn't see anything, so God damn. Was she really on a stand like this? Was she really on the stand talking like this? Let me tell you, let me ask you, is she a little ticky boom boom in the head too? Because ain't no way I would have believed anything this heifer said on the stand. Maybe they was just nervous or something. Everybody's stuttering on the stand. Did you tell us that? Did you tell us that when you look at maybe the second or third gunshot, that's when you see Tory and he's in the front seat? Well, hold on, back up. Did you tell us that when you looked at maybe the second or third gunshot, that's when you see Tory and he's in the front seat and he must have jumped over into the front seat and he's leaning over the door, over the window? I remember that part. Do you remember telling us that? Again, our interview was not 100% truthful. So she admitted she lied on the stand. She admitted she was lying from the... Wow. 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 This should have been a mistrial all day long. Kelsey confirmed she was not bribed. There's also been a lot of talk about bribery, and I want to, before I go into the facts, I want to talk about that. Has my client paid you anything? No. There is talk about hush money that Megan's people have put out there. Has my client paid any money to you, ma'am? No. And I actually like to make that very clear because I have seen some things earlier from her attorney, and I am tired of that lie. So no. After the incident, Kelsey received rent for an entire year after not speaking with Megan since the incident, covered by Megan's team. The term "they" has been used repeatedly. Why? Okay. So Ms. Harris says, I never asked them to. Got it. Bye. Give me a spot. They did this voluntarily and for a year, which was not normal. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that after Lachey, with the DNA. I'm gonna do that after if they don't already have it here on the website. So she admitted she lied on the stand, and somebody paid your rent for a year. I mean, in this exhibit right here, 18B, they should have given us the dialogue beforehand so we could have more context. Unless this is it right here, but I don't think so. Good. Okay. All right. So somebody paid her rent for a year, and she got on stand and she had amnesia.
In the car, shooting from the car, Megan.
He is standing up over the window, shooting.
Mm-hmm.
He is standing up over the window shooting, which is the same thing Kelsey initially said. But then in court, Kelsey backtracked and said she wasn't 100% truthful that night. Oh my God. This shit done gave me a headache. DNA proves Tory Lanez's innocence. A forensic expert testified that 90% of DNA on the weapon belonged to an unknown male, not Tory Lanez. His DNA was not found on the magazine. Software used for analysis had documented instability and potential for false matches. An expert testified that if Tory had fired the gun 5 times, his DNA would be expected on the weapon, but it wasn't found. Female DNA was found on the gun. Kelsey tested positive for gunshot residue, but her DNA was never tested against the gun. Tory Lanez's DNA was not on the magazine and only 0.01% on the firearm. This is incredibly small, equivalent to picking a blade of glass from a football field. Okay, the mixture of donors in the sample, 5111 of the gun, was estimated by the software as 90%, 5%, 3%, and 2% donors. The major donor of DNA could reliably be deduced from the mixture of DNA, and it did not match the defendant, so it didn't match the tour. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh. Oh. Are y'all sure they didn't read this shit in court? They are lying. Everybody lying. That's the fucking thing. No DNA profile could be deduced. The latter indicates that the data of these donors is not reliable for comparison with possible donors. Now let's go back to the thing. Let's go back to the same thing with the magazine. You talked about the handgun. Can you tell us explain what the LAPD concluded after testing of the swab as to the magazine from this case? Yes, when they tested the magazine, they saw that they had, again, at least 4 people. And so coincidence? Maybe not. They aren't together, the magazine and the gun. There may be some similarities there. In looking at that, they absolutely excluded Peterson. He is not one of the 4 people. He's not on the magazine. And so when they take a look at that, there's a clear exclusion. Can't be there. 19C. Sir Counsel, keep saying about the gun, touching the gun, you can't exclude Mr. Peterson. Sir, is there any evidence as you sit here that people can say that Mr. Peterson touched that gun? Yes or no? No. And is that the same opinion that the LAPD criminalist has? That's correct. Sir, again, I'm going to ask you this hypothetical, and I'm going to leave out the fact that it's my gun. If I pick up a gun from inside of a vehicle, I take that gun, I get out of the car, I shoot 5 times, blah, 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 blah. I put that gun back in the car. Would you expect my DNA to be on that gun, sir? I would, yes. Is my client's, Mr. Peterson's, DNA on the gun, sir? Not that we can tell, no. I have no further questions. So we know 1 male DNA was found on the handgun. At least one. At least one. Do we know if there's possibility of female DNA being on that gun? Yes. We also see an indication that there is DNA from a female there based on the balance of X and Y chromosomes that are present. Tory Lanez defense expert didn't receive the STR mix worksheet until the last minute due to a Brady violation. The worksheet, only turned over at the defense's request, showed Tory Lanez was just a 0.01% contributor to the gun and excluded on the magazine, limiting the defense's ability to properly challenge the DNA evidence. The prosecution used up all of the DNA samples so that it could not be retested.
Why would I lie? You want me to be a bad person so bad, and y'all motherfuckers want to believe the lie before you believe the truth.
Okay, now, what are y'all feeling so far now? Like, not Kelsey fighting over a toddler. She cooked. Tory shot Meg. Meg is a liar. They both did it. It's still giving rig. Jay-Z is still behind this, and I hope they use this angle to take him down. Oh my God. Tory did it. Kelsey did it. My opinion, there's enough reasonable doubt that, yeah, it should have just been a mistrial. I'm surprised that it was not. Okay, these are text messages in evidence. Okay, on the left versus the right, they say the text was altered by Megan's team. Well, here's the thing with text messages. Yeah, you can. I mean, you take screenshots, you can't alter them. You can do a lot with fucking Photoshop and all that. Okay, so the part where they say is altered, the screenshot in evidence, it says help, Tory shot Meg 911. Then the altered text by Mega's team says help, Tory shot Meg and handled me 911. Okay.
And all I hear is this man screaming. He said, dance.
Okay, this undermines the dance bitch I'm sorry, the dance bitch claim. The now public Ring camera audio confirms 5 gunshots, but does not capture Tory Lanez saying dance bitch. Okay, let's follow these gunshots. 1, 2, 3. Hold on, back up. 1, 2, 3. It was a pause in between the shots. It was a pause in between the shots. Y'all hear that? 1, 2, 3. Couple seconds go by, then 1, 2. I'm gonna replay it one more time. Damn. Damn. You can hear their conversation, correct? Yeah, quite clearly. Excuse me, quite clearly. Quite clearly. But at any point, did you hear anybody say, dance, bitch? No. When you got out of the car, did anybody say, dance, bitch? Did you hear a word? Was anybody saying, dance, bitch? No. I don't know where that came from, so no. Only Meg has claimed this, and to be fair, she was so fucking drunk. She could have thought he said that, but no. Okay. In her own words, I thought the doctors were the police. Which doctor?
I get to the hospital. The doctors do X-rays on my feet. Oh, ma'am, you got bullets in your feet. Got bullet fragments in your other foot. I'm thinking the doctors is the police, so I'm still trying not to tell them like, no, I didn't know I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. Like I've never been shot before. I don't have to lie about that. I get to the hospital. The doctors do X-rays on my feet. Oh, ma'am, you got bullets in your feet. Got bullet fragments in your other foot. I'm thinking the doctors is the police, so I'm still trying not to tell them like, no, I didn't know I got. You know what I'm saying? I'm scared. Like I've never been shot before.
I mean, I can see from her perspective because she probably, not that she literally thought the doctors were the police, but that she thought whatever she told the doctors would then be relayed to the police. So if she's still trying to protect Tory, then she's not going to be truthful with them. However, let me back up and say this. Those gunshots were absolutely intentional. She don't mean it literally. But that's me making an inference. We can't do that. We just have to take it at face value because that's what she said. So she said she thought the doctors were the police. I don't know. Them shots were... I know. I can't put words in her mouth. I know. And I can't try to make sense of it. That's what she said. That's what she said. I do. Here's what I will say. This is my opinion. Whoever shot that gun at Megan was absolutely trying to kill her. Now, you can say that's Tory, or you can say that's Kelsey, or you can say it's both. I don't know. But whoever shot that gun, they was trying to take her out. But if you've never shot a gun, or if you don't go to the range on a regular basis, like if you don't really understand how guns work, it's not like the movies. It's actually not easy to just shoot somebody and hit a target. She said she shot in the air. I don't even know if I believe that. She could have just missed. because it was dark and they were all very drunk. Damn. Medical facts don't match the narrative. I ain't gonna hold you. I can't even read that. I ain't gonna hold you. I take what they say in a white because I cannot read that paper. Dr. Anthony Lafredo described injury as laceration from broken glass. There is no mention of gunshot wounds, fragments, or ballistic trauma. He also described Megan as pleasant in no acute distress. Dr. Milton Little diagnosed bilateral gunshot wounds based on imaging. He removed 3 small fragments, under general anesthesia and called wounds superficial, yet performed surgery. Claimed fragments were bagged and given to police. Okay, so she had fragments. Okay, so is that why Nikki said bullet fragment, bitch, bullet fragment? Okay. Dr. Anna Howell said describe wounds as superficial and cleanly closed. X-ray showed no fractures, no minimal residual sharpening. Okay, so she has nothing in her foot. Okay. Dr. Howell treated for cellulitis, which is infection, discharged without mention of ballistic trauma. Okay, key medical findings. No bullet fragments clearly visible. Far too low for gunshot wounds on both feet. Wound closure. No bone or joint damage. Okay, I mean, I think the fragments went missing. Damn. On August 17th, she went to the club with an ace bandage on her left foot despite claiming to have been shot in both feet. There was also no sign of nerve damage per the doctor's testimony, even though Megan insisted she suffered from nerve damage. Moments that showed Tory cared.
Address that the incident occurred, the shooting happened?
Nah, I don't know the
No?
address, bro. I was just trying to help my girlfriend. 1 second, bro.
Stay right here for me, bro.
Let's go.
Hey, we got an ambulance coming for her, okay? Hey, bro, step up right here. We got an ambulance coming for her, all right?
Just a quick question.
It's gonna be good.
Do you have any injuries on you?
No, I don't.
You need an R?
I will come for your friend.
Do you want to talk about what happened tonight? Your girl to safety? Do you want to talk about what happened tonight? Your girl.
Okay. Many have pointed to Tory Lanez jail cell as an admission of guilt in the shooting, but this is a misrepresentation. He publicly clarified that his apology was never about a shooting, but about the drama caused by sleeping with 2 close friends and getting caught. I mean, that's believable, but nonetheless. Question. Who do y'all think put this website together? Who y'all think put this website together? Because let me tell you something. His team, he needed this team in the beginning. Golly, they could have walked. Whoever put this together should have been the attorney right here. Oh, excuse me. Golly. But yeah, based upon the evidence, I mean, somebody shot Megan, obviously. And it sounds like, I guess she got grazed, right? But nonetheless, It's either Tory or Kelsey or both. And I'm now leaning more towards Kelsey, honestly. Damn. No, but I just read we just read the paperwork where it said they removed some bullet fragments. It just said the fragments were superficial. Let me look up what that means. What does it mean to have a superficial wound? Okay, a superficial wound. A superficial wound is a wound that only affects the top layers of the skin, specifically the epidermis and potentially the superficial dermis. So just the first two layers of skin, not the subcutaneous tissue. The wounds that are typically minor and involve injuries like scrapes, cuts, scratches, or burns. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, common causes include scrapes, cuts, abrasions, first-degree burns, minor injuries. Superficial wounds are limited to the outer layers of the skin, meaning they don't penetrate deeper into the body. I saw in the news at the time, they said it was glass fragments, okay. Listen. Well, well, that's all I can say. Well, damn. Wow, well, this is why they say having journalistic integrity is a real thing, not just going off what niggas say. Damn. Okay. All right. Did you put? No, I didn't put this together. I promise I didn't. I wish I had did, because this would have been a fire video to put on YouTube. Like, but I remember saying, like, damn, I'm gonna have to go back through all the shit, because I like a lot of this I had forgot, or I had never seen it. Because it was a lot going on in 2020, to be fair. It was a lot going on. I mean, it's beautifully put together, though. I can't even cap. Well, let me know in the comments what y'all think. We've been on here for 2 hours, so I'm oh my God. By the way, make sure y'all go over to stormmonroetv.com and catch the interview I did with an industry insider. All right. You see everything we talked about. We talked about so much more. Let me give y'all the list of everybody we talked about. Hold up. Let me see. We talked about damn, I gotta find it now. Okay. This one. Hold up, y'all. Maybe I got rid of it. It was a long list of people too. Oh yeah, I'm definitely coming back. Hold on, let me find. Let's see so. Let's see. Video. Okay. CIA, IVF, the witchcraft, Satanism, Jay-Z, Obama, Marina Abramovic, Usher, Aaliyah, Lauren London, Farnsworth Bentley, Clive Davis, Russell Simmons, Dorian Renaud, Butterskin, WWE, The Rock, John Cena, King Batch. It goes on and on and on and on and on. So, y'all get over there and watch that. Y'all get over there and watch that, all right? Yeah, it's deep. John Cena. Yes, yeah. Yep, Kai Cenat as well. I Show Speed, Drewski. Yep. DDG. Rick Ross. Oh my God. Yeah. When will it be on YouTube? Shh, I gotta edit it. Because y'all can't get that version that they get on Storm Monroe TV. It's about, I think it's like, what, an hour 20 minutes? Those y'all that saw it, is it what, like an hour and 20 minutes? Or an hour and 30? Maybe like an hour 20. Yeah, I gotta cut out a lot of that. Because they start talking about the CIA, the FBI, and yeah. A lot of the clips I can't include, Yes, over an hour. Yes, it's probably gonna be like a half hour for YouTube. Yep, hour 20. Okay. And what you do when you go to the website, you go to videos and then go to Celebrity Exposed, and it's this one right here. Let me see if I want to let y'all hear just a little bit of it. Let's see.
It's Storm Show. It's Storm Show.
I'm talking this shit for 5 years now. Shit, I was 25, nigga, 6, 7.
So you say Diddy's gay?
Yeah.
Okay.
How you know Diddy gay? How I know? Because my boy went, so I used to be in the music industry, me and my boy's still in it. And I was managing him at the time. We did some shit for Warren London and this thing called Butterskin, right? With Dorian. So they got a brand called Butterskin.
And Dorian was fucking Russell Simmons, correct?
You know it.
That's how he got the investment for that.
And Orlando Scandrick. If you know who Orlando Scandrick
he was fucking Orlando too?
From the Cowboys.
Oh my God.
So this is around the time Orlando Scandrick got onto ESPN.
All right, that's all I can give y'all. That's all I can give y'all. That's all I can give y'all. Yeah, I'm talking about Orlando Scandrick. He spilled because I was just like, wait a minute. I know you ain't talking about Drea baby daddy. I know you ain't talking about Drea baby daddy. Y'all gotta go over there. He's gonna describe one of the Diddy parties and like literally how you gotta go over there. He's gonna explain what Drea does in the industry, her role. And then when you look at Drea and you look at who she's dated, it's gonna make a lot of sense. It's gonna make a lot of sense. This on your website? Yes, ma'am. StormMonroeTV.com. Yep. How could you leave us on the listen? You gotta go over there and watch it. I love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. I will catch you guys later.
It's a storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.